Welcome back, Jack Herrera Cup 2020. And this has been an incredible podcast series that we've been doing over the last couple of days. We've had some incredible guests. I'm back again with Kim from GemmaCert, and we've got two new great guests that are going to be joining us. First, we've got Kees from Biotabs, right? Representing Biotabs today?
Yeah, thanks
Excellent.
for having us.
I know you from so many other things, but I'm happy they go there. And then we've got royalty. We have Marlies from Amsterdam Genetics. Thank you so much for joining us.
Yeah, thank you guys.
Oh, no, thank you. I can't thank you enough. Can you tell us a little bit, first of all, about Amsterdam Genetics? What is it about? And
Yeah, we are more than just a normal cannabis brand. I think we are more like a lifestyle cannabis brand at the moment. And I think we started in 2011. And we started with a seed line because people were asking at Boerejongens for the seed line. Now, Boerejongens was not so fancy to say and spread all around the world with that name in the first place. And then we thought, we are from Amsterdam. And then Amsterdam Genetics was basically born. So the seed line first, then the smokers gear came. And now at the moment we have like a CBD brand, what is called CBD. And clothing and a lot of other smokers gear that's really interesting for all those cannabis lovers.
you guys are just innovating the market left, right. And I mean, my wife and I are daily users of the CBD pills. Right off the bat, it was the first ones that we took that we actually felt.
Which ones? The tablets or the
tablets?
Yeah,
the
the tablets are amazing.
And it was like, whoa! And we actually started that. There's something that's actually you could feel, and it was very special. Can you tell us a little bit more about, the product range? For me, the first thing that I really found, which is sitting here in front of me, this lovely thing here, was this red velvet cheesecake, and this baby right here was the first thing that just blew me away. I enjoyed it tremendously.
Not only you, eh? No.
Yeah, it was like, and not to mention just the packaging and how beautiful everything was done and how professionally it was done, the quality of the product, and then right away you guys started powering out one right after another, and each one was like a little bit more decadent than the first one. And my question is the consistency, the quality of everything has been boom from the beginning. There's never been any kind of variations. How are you maintaining that kind of?
Yeah, that's I think firstly passion for the product itself, and we love food, we love good food, and there were no really tasty edibles on the market, and we visit a lot of Michelin star restaurants. We love the experience there, and that's also what you see back in all the shops, all the coffee shops. And if you want to offer variety in cannabis and hashies, why not in the space cakes? And we started with a Michelin star chief, and he was so good with all those innovations. It looks good, it tastes good, the product fits in the flavors of the product itself. And of course you want something that you can keep for a few days, not only buys the space cake, eats it right away. So we have to think about what is, hoe zeg je dat, houdbaar? Preservable
right.
A bit for just like at least 4 days or so. And then we tried also a few limited editions, like we have the golden ball. I don't know if you guys see
I've
that.
seen that. That was super cool.
Yeah,
Break
so
it open?
Yeah.
So the chief created the most expensive space cake. It was on YouTube a big hit, I think over 1 million views. And with this variety, also with the season things, now we are creating Halloween things. With Christmas, with all the other seasonable things, we create new ones, and we love to do that. We love to stay up to date with innovation, and I think nobody ever did this before.
Yeah, I think in the history of coffee shops in the city of Amsterdam, I remember when these boxes came out, that was like a first.
Yeah,
for sure.
Also
it was really something we were like, wow, that's the first of its kind. It was very
game-changing
special.
stuff.
Yeah.
I went to America, and there are good edibles, but the ones that I personally saw at that time were all dry. I saw cannabis in it, and I know also that this product is almost 100% homogene. You know what I did?
Yes. So it's all going to be consistent.
Yes. And you know these stories from people that bake a cake and then they eat one bit and then the other bit and then the other bit is really heavy. But also the box is really important because coffee shops, they need to give information when people buy this. You know, everybody knows the stories from people that don't know that it's space cake, or they drink first like a lot of English people. They go drinking, they go all the way in one weekend and then eat the space cake, maybe some truffles, I don't know. And they are there in the alley spacing like crazy. So the thing is, we put it on the box, how to use it also.
You
I
can
know,
show,
I don't know if you've seen it, but
It's
in the
super
box is
responsible text
also,
indeed. I like it a
yeah,
lot.
it's your pleasure, our pleasure. It's made with care. It what it contains, 0.33 grams, and that you feel the effect after 45 minutes. And I have a nice story about one of these red velvets.
Yeah?
I
do too.
A few weeks ago, a woman called to the company, and then she said, my daughter, she ate some of your red velvet that my son bought, and he put it in the fridge, and she thought, hey, that's a nice cake, and she ate like 3/4 of it, and then my son came downstairs, and he said, what, did you eat my space cake? But she said, I don't know how to stop it, but she has in 1 hour her exams for the Cambridge English. I said, okay, you can go two ways, because or she flies through the exam, no problem, or she goes probably panicking or so. So I would say that she's sick. And she said, we searched on the internet about sugar. I said, you can stop the effect, 100%. So, and then she said, now, okay, we're going to say that she's sick for now, and then I hope she can redo the exam. So it was really funny that the mother called. And she didn't call back. She didn't call back, so I hope maybe she's hearing this, or the son. Yeah, really nice. Oh man.
You know, another thing about the box, just a quick side note. I think it's such a beautiful box.
Yeah.
It makes a great gift. Last year, there's a famous comic from the United States, Bert Crusher.
Oh yeah.
And you might have seen him on Netflix.
Yeah, I like him. Yeah.
He came here to Amsterdam, and I brought him this as a gift.
Oh really?
Yes, this
no
was
pictures.
his gift. No, well, I have some great pictures with him. It was fantastic.
Okay.
We had a blast. He's an incredibly wonderful man. But this was my introduction to the next level of friendship with him. As I offered him my greatest gift from my city that I can provide him, and this was what I provided him. So that was my little story.
Your offer.
You mentioned in the beginning the coffee shop Boerejongens. What is the relationship Boerejongens Amsterdam Genetics? Maybe you want to say something about it?
Yeah, Boerejongens was of course a very successful coffee shop almost right away, and people started to ask about seeds from Boerejongens, all the growers and all the fans basically, and then people from Boerejongens started the brand.
Okay, so it was kind of like taking on, branching out to a different
so
segment
said,
of the industry.
We need to start a brand. There was a relation that already had a seed line, and they partnered up, and that became Amsterdam Genetics. And nowadays, Amsterdam Genetics is not just the lifestyle brand, it's also really a coffee shop brand. More and more coffee shops are selling these boxes. More the smoke gear, like the papers, the grinders, the tips.
It's very consistent also, the white. Who came up with the idea, like the white coats? Where did that come from? Do you know?
Mariska, she wanted that. She wanted to have the pharmacy style, really clean. Also, almost dispensary style. At that moment, that was not that the thing in America, but she wanted to look like a pharmacy, open, clean, and it's already a bit with a wink to the future.
Yeah, I think there's a
trying to be different.
From what I know about the company, it's run by women. Is that true?
Yeah, mostly. Yeah, almost the whole company.
So I think that also it somehow shows in the
that's what you see
in the product. So we need more women in cannabis. Definitely. I think it's coming more and more.
Yeah.
I think it was more of a man kind of a thing to do, but now things are a bit changing. So
yeah, definitely.
Well, if you remember when I came and I wrote my book about the connoisseur's guide to the coffee shops, I went to all the coffee shops, and I very famously said on stage that I would like to take 150 of the coffee shops and turn them all over to you and let you just take them all over and just start all over and just work from this format on, because this is the way to do it correctly. And one of the other things that I'll mention, which I think is important, is that you were one of the very first coffee shops to start putting gloves on your bud tenders.
Oh, it's very sensitive to that.
I know, but for me, that was like a huge deal. It was like a major evolution, and I know that it was breaking the mold a little bit.
Was also we tried to do it in the first place, but in the coffee shop, the people were not really happy to work with the gloves in the first place, of course. And then we said you have to get used to it. When you get used to it, it's necessary.
And now look how you saw in the future, and then all of a sudden we've got a problem. And now, boy, I feel really good knowing that those gloves are on now.
Yeah,
that was a huge props, because that's leading.
I know you said that.
Leading by example, which I think is huge. I think we were going to ask about the Jack Herrera Cup entries from last year. You did very well. Best edible, first place. Second place, best pre-roll for the white chocolate block.
Yeah, definitely the best seller of the shop.
Third place, best CBD flower for the Green Magic. Second place for the best coffee shop, and that's the brand new headquarters shop.
Yeah, Sloterdijk.
Right out the door.
Yeah,
Boom.
Sloterdijk is really special. That's with this own parking lot. It's super big. It's all marble glass.
It's Apple Store.
It's gold.
It's
Apple
gorgeous.
Store is better than Apple Store.
Yeah, it is. I agree. And I mean, from the guys with the bowler caps that are always on out front, everything is consistent. You've got the gate. You've got everything set up so nice in there. Yeah. And again, overall, still the best, most professional experience that you can have visiting a coffee shop.
Yeah, definitely. I agree. The team is really happy with the Sloterdijk, and I see that all the customers also really like to park their car, go inside, grab their product, and leave.
So it's just off the A10, so it's people can go north, south, and just
it's more normal. And now with the COVID thing, of course, people are now getting used to just smoke it at home. Or for the tourists, sometimes I feel sorry that I think, we don't have a nice smoking factory here around the corner. But
all shops have the same offer the same menu.
No, some were slightly different. We had some specials more in the Utrechtse straat, but now at the moment it's more the same. Okay. And now with the COVID, there are a little less tourists, of course, and then we see, because we are a true local shop, you see that the locals spread themselves around the shops more.
Yes. And it's interesting because, I visit all of them on a regular basis. So you go over into the west and then you'll see something, and then go over to the headquarters shop. And when everything first started, one of the things that to me really demonstrated loyalty to me was seeing the line and how everyone was doing their spacing. Yeah. And it was, in the first couple of days, it was frustrating. And then you saw that everything started to get a little bit smoother and a little bit faster and a little bit better. But to have your loyal customers willing in the beginning to sit there and stand in the lines.
And how was it for you that crazy evening? Because we had the guys from Siberia
it was crazy. It was crazy. We are used to the line. I have to say that, specifically sometimes on the rush hours in the center. But it was crazy. It was not okay to say it it was half an hour basically before. But also for the Horeca, for nobody, this was okay. Yeah, and I know other coffee shops that said, "Hey, we stay open until we fix the whole line," but the line was getting bigger and bigger.
I never had a line that long.
But
I still know all the lines, but I never had one that long. I think the longest I ever think I waited in a line was about.
But also about
minutes.
that, I want to say for us it was also a bit of recognition that we
that's
got
something
the shops open the day
we hear
after.
Also we heard it a few times from.
Because for us that was really a relief basically. We thought, how would we do this the next weeks with all those the dealers outside and everything, all the people at home. We have to pay them, of course, but we want to stay open. We have a special function in this society at the moment.
Yeah, exactly.
And I think whole Holland could see that this evening.
Yeah, you should appreciate your clients when they choose in a time of crisis for you. Then
I think they chose for the first coffee shop.
The
first coffee shop they saw, I think they went there. Because, I think, but
Do you see you guys expanding? I mean, let's look into the future a little bit, and let's say hypothetically that the COVID ends and we go back into some sort of normality, tourists start coming back into the market. What do you see? Do you see this being a year from now? Do you see?
I don't see a year from now any change.
No? We're going to think we'll sit through this for a while?
With this tourist thing? Pooh.
One of the questions we've been asking everyone is the talk about potential decriminalization or legalization.
Yeah.
And, there's a big election getting ready to happen in the United States that could start a series of dominoes that could potentially lead to other countries starting to act quicker than maybe they would have before. And you've got Switzerland and Luxembourg ready to make their move over there. Yeah. And so the question is, what's your thoughts on it? Do you think that, and this kind of ties in also a little bit with the experiment.
Yeah, we are really pro-experiment. Mm-hmm. Pro legalization, basically, but we hope we can keep our selling points, of course. But we are pro-change, and I think after more than 45 years, it's also time to have a bit of a change. And of course, it's going now the Dutch way. Mm-hmm. It's a bit that we think, okay, specific areas where they will try out, but we expect that we will succeed in the experiment, and I'm really happy that we get a change in the back door. Mm-hmm. So as a company, it's really nice to create the best strains possible that you like. So right. And buy what you want, basically. And not hope that some grower will come with something really nice. Mm-hmm. Of course.
But then you are But then in the experiment, you are limited to a certain amount of strains.
Yeah, but the growers, of course, they will have a nice selection of strains.
That is determined by the.
I think you can enter with like more as 25.
There are 10 growers.
In this legal, the 10 that are getting the permit, I think they can start with at least more than 25 strains.
Yeah, so it's going.
10 strains for hash.
And maybe we can do some import and export in the upcoming years, over 10 years. I don't know. Yeah. I know some Dutch people growing in the States as well, and what they grow is crazy. Yeah, it's so white. My God, it's amazing.
Well, and you guys see why I complained when I came back. I had left a place, and one of the things we talked about was the handling process. And how everybody treats each bud like it's a little piece of gold. And I think overall that's one of the things that really helps to improve the kind of Photoshop ability that you have, Instagram ability of the buds, which is again something that I'm constantly looking for. Do you think about just in general coffee shops outside of? Do you think that there's going to be a reduction through all of this? Or
I don't think. No, I expect expanding the branch. Yeah, mm-hmm. I think more areas will. Yeah, Amsterdam is saying weird things about the I criterion. You know that.
Yes.
So that only the locals can buy. I'm really worried about that because that won't solve any problem.
Isn't that mayor supposed to have been in the Green Party? Yeah, that's what I understood.
Yeah, she is not that here. Yeah. But she won't do it. But maybe the next one, But maybe only at the red light district they will close coffee shops or just place them in another part of Amsterdam. I don't know. But I really hope that's not going to happen. No, Amsterdam should also stay Amsterdam.
Can organize a protest or something.
Yeah, maybe.
Hit the streets.
I tried to do it already.
It's a thing of now.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. I think the 22nd it's on the
people,
parties.
Maybe.
In a way, maybe.
It's weird because sitting from the outside, I read things and I look at the opinion papers, and anytime I see anything cannabis related, it looks like the comment section are always 50% against it and 50% for it. And almost for everything. Yeah. And that's one of the things that always concerned me about it and making progress, because if you've got half the people against it always and having it, that's not going to get it. You've got to get a real...
But you have to deal with many people living in Amsterdam that don't like the tourists. And they are older or have a lot of money, and they think drugs tourism just is one same thing. But yeah, that's also what we try to show. We want to be as open as possible.
Yes.
Transparent.
We want coffee shops to be as open and clean as possible for women, for everybody, you know. And everybody is visiting the coffee shop.
One of my favorite stories from when I wrote my book was in the Centrum, the first time I was there. And there was 2 Chinese girls. There was 4 Chinese girls. And one girl barely spoke English. And she was pantomiming with the bud tender and you know what she was kind to do, and he spent a lot of time with her, way more than he was super patient, because I had went through, already got my bud, and I was getting ready to head up to smoke, but I sat back because I was sitting and watching it just in amazement how this guy figured out what she actually meant by what she was pantomiming, and he ended up he needed to roll a joint for her. And he had determined that 2 of the girls had never smoked before. She had been there once before. And so he picked a real mild cultivar, which I thought was great. And it's very smart. And he rolled the joint so the dosage was right for him and sent him upstairs. And they were just delighted. And he escorted. It was just from the beginning. And that's something you just never see. And it was the level of care from this level of a person, a bud tender. It wasn't like the owner, you know, which is, I'll see owners do really great stuff, but you don't normally see bud tenders go to that kind of level.
But that's also a thing that Boerejongens really wants to do, is to be as informative as possible to the customers. But not everybody, every local understands that certain types of tourists don't know. They come for the first time. Yeah. And they never smoked the joints, and they want to smoke a joint. They've seen the videos online. They visit the coffee shop finally. Yes. And then they have no patience. I can understand if you're in a rush, you want to buy a weed and go. And
those 4 women might come back here for the next 50 years. Yeah. And they'll bring.
I hope so if they didn't add a white tea or so. But
that was a golden experience. Yeah. I mean, I love that kind of stuff.
Yeah, I think that's really important. Really
responsible
important.
use, right? That makes it more acceptable. When we're just
also, And I think every coffee shop should do that. Yeah. And I think also every coffee shop should think, hey, what year are we now? Shall we change? I see a lot of coffee shops already changing their look and feel, more open.
Yeah. This has been a good time for that. Yeah. You know, while the traffic's low, this is a good time to do some rehab, and it's that's been good to see also. And I was encouraged in the very beginning to see how many people were wearing gloves. They all put gloves on and masks. I walked into a couple shops that I'd never seen before, and I was shocked. I was going, oh my God, look at this! Whoa, this is great. But hopefully they'll maintain that for a while until
100%.
Yeah, until we get out of the woods.
We started before the COVID already to do so, and I think many coffee shops now wear gloves.
Yes, yeah, way more than ever before.
Yeah,
we
no
have
smelling at the moment. There you can smell it.
The good stuff.
We have some sneak peeks.
Yes.
So maybe you want to say something about what?
We have the chocolato.
New genetics.
Yeah. Oh, wow. No, it's quite new. It was already this year in the stores and in the seed line.
You know, I've got. First of all, I think I want all of these. Can I ask one other quick question? Can you tell me a little bit more about Submedi? That's the ones that make my CBD pills, right?
Yes, definitely. Yeah, Submedi, we had an ill family member as well, and then we tried to find good CBD, and of course we could make some for ourselves. But then Mariska said, everything that I see and what we can buy at the moment is not really what they say they are.
Right.
And that was a thing. So I think we spent 2.5 years in a quality product that we wanted for an okay price. Good CBD was in the first place not really cheap.
Right.
And we innovated to something that people know. So there we came up with the tablet. Right. And because the tablet, you can bring it everywhere. You can take it on a holiday easily. You break it easy. We have in 12 milligram and 24. So it's up to you what you like. You can even break it in 4 if you want. Sure. And we love that product. So it's a really fast absorption. It's easy to travel with you, but it's not basically better than oil, because the oil is, I think, still our best seller. But the tablets are going really well. We also want to try different CBD products. So Our partner has the cafe, the Coffeeshops Amsterdam Cafe in the center on the single number 8.
Yes.
And they have their really nice cafe. And I said, we have to make it maybe a little bit more a CBD cafe so that you have a lot of products with CBD. So we tried the CBD coffee, we did the CBD hot chocolate spoon, and the CBD gummies, CBD bars, and
that's
now
all
we have
available
CBD
in
kombucha.
the Amsterdam.
Yeah, it's all also online available, but the cafe is more now the CBD cafe too,
That
and
is
it
so
goes
cool.
really well.
Yeah, nice.
Yeah, people love
back
it.
there in a while.
I'll jump
Yeah.
to have a look.
And
Let's check it out for
it's
sure.
nice, you know. I know people that have to take like 100 or 150 grams of CBD a day. So imagine how many.
We were just talking about this.
Yeah.
About,
So
Yeah.
the guy had cancer, and if he took it first 100 and 150, he felt really good. And then he took it for like, I think 3 months or 2 months. And then he quit it. And after 3-4 days, he felt bad again. So it gives him more energy. And sometimes I say it's not like a special oil that treats everything, but it helps for so many things.
Yeah,
And
sure.
Yeah, exactly.
yeah, the discussion with CBD is long, and I think we have to tell the same story every day to new customers, explain it, and say, try it. For you, it works with 2 drops.
Some people it doesn't work for, you know.
Yes,
and that's
true.
So that's.
I've also a nice story. Sorry that I had women in the coffee shop information center, the store on the Prins Hendrikade, and she came in and she was like trilling like this, and she wanna try it, and then we opened 1 bottle for her, and we say, hey, here you have a few drops and try it, and then she came back half an hour later, and she said, oh my God.
Yeah.
She said, even if this will stop for 1 hour a day, I will be so happy. So, and then she bought a few bottles.
Beautiful.
And you know, these stories are really important for us as a company to spread. And you see all these stories with dogs also thrilling.
We were just talking about that. Exactly. We just had that discussion.
Okay, then we're not going to talk too
No,
much
and
about
it made
it.
my hip feel better too. Let me just say, after having anything, no, we were joking about it. I ate a little chocolate.
But I think also like if you have the smokers, you can pull them also a little bit that direction, you know, with the combination of the brands. So if somebody goes to the shop, oh, CBD.
Yeah, you know, I want to also explain why we chose for Submedi, because we do a lot of, I don't know if you guys seen the hash documentaries like that we did about Moroccan hashies. Not the Block Dog, you guys should watch it.
I've probably seen it.
Okay, we made 2 parts, a mini documentary, and you know, when my mom goes to a shop and she sees Amsterdam Genetics CBD oil, and she Googles it, and she sees all these hashish videos, she maybe thinks, ooh, that's maybe not what I want. Because people still think that CBD is also making you high. And that is something you can't get away when it's there in the shop.
What's the problem with getting high?
Just get over
Somebody
it.
tell me, get over it.
Yeah.
It's THC. It makes you happy. It's okay.
It will be gone really fast, you know. Also when you're high, no?
You know, what we were talking about before was CBD is a gateway drug.
Yeah.
It's a gateway drug for seniors to learn about how cannabis can heal them.
Yeah.
And it's an easy way for them to trickle in. And they trickle in through the CBD, then they go to the CBG, then they do the CBN, then they get a little something with a little THC infusion. Pretty soon I can move my arm again. And then, 2 weeks later, I'm getting up and I'm feeling good in the morning with this sativa new 3-to-1 blend that I found.
Yeah, but there are so many new cannabis consumers. So we in the industry we look at cannabis consumers, somebody who rolls up a joint or uses some way to ingest it into his body. But you have now people who use CBD oil and they're cannabis consumers, and people who put CBD cream, they're also cannabis consumers.
Yeah, we also have the skincare line, which is going really well.
Huge. Everybody's going to go onto the cannabis for sure. It's just a matter of time.
You know, one of the products that we can't have here, which just an idea, which is one of the bigger sellers while I was in Las Vegas, was a company that was run by Whoopi Goldberg.
Oh, yeah.
And they do suppositories for women for menstruation.
Oh, yeah.
And for the people that can't take it or do all kinds of different kinds of medicinal, high-level medicinal. And you can't do it here, but there, it's one of the most popular products there for women.
Yeah.
I actually got a set of them for my daughter to try while we were there in the States, while she was going through her session there, and she said it was fantastic. It made her, had the exactly kind of effect that you would want to have. And it was like there's all these different products that are like waiting to, and markets that you can just take off on.
Yeah, right.
In a zillion different directions.
The future is so positive. So many opportunities will come. Also, not the products, but also jobs. I think there are going to be so many jobs going to be available. But also super specialistic job, like the entrepreneurs, the extraction artists. There is. The possibilities are going to be limitless.
But you know, one of the thoughts that I think is that the sooner that they are able to take that whole experience and miniaturize it down to something that's more manageable. Because right now you have to have a temperature guide and you have to have the torch. And you have to do this,
like professors.
But it's getting more easy with the Puffco. It's getting more and more.
Yeah.
Puffco pick is very easy.
Exactly. That's smooth.
And easy. The extracts, people are starting to discover it more. I've seen there is a dab scene in Amsterdam growing quite fast.
It's growing.
And
the way coffee shops who sell it too. Yeah, but we won't do it.
No, but that's also how
we don't take the risk for our staff.
No. Yep.
No. Yep. But this is the thing how things change or how things get new, right? When certain people say, "Man, this product is responsible to use in this certain way," so I feel safe selling it, you know.
Yeah.
And then the government can see this and say, "Oh man, it's not that bad." The people are they are using it, so then maybe we can change something. But it's never the other way around. That the government say, "Hey guys, these dabs are pretty nice. Try these dabs, guys," and then everybody says, "Oh, now we can do dabs." You know, so
the government starts handing out dab rigs. Here's a little something for you. Don't worry about all the economic crisis going on here. Smoke
maybe
this.
You can try to get a license for a dab cafe. You know, like
something
the coffee shop how it started.
A form will take place in the near future, I think.
Yeah, definitely.
And then we'll get the bars together with it too, so you can do dabs and brews, and then you can have a restaurant, and the restaurants can open where you can smoke the Amsterdam Genetics killer munchie bud, the killer munchie bud just before you go in and order your infused lunch, and then after you finish, you can finish off with a after lunch doobie, an ALD, and the after room in here for a little coffee and dessert with
the extra sweet taste to the flowers, right? For after man, that's what I say. This is also a job. This is a new job.
I won't survive that. I think
I'm ready.
But also, can you imagine the guy that has to make up this menu? This is a super cool job super
but they did,
specialized.
A few chiefs did already.
That's already in play. There's bed and breakfast. I know there's a couple in Jamaica where you can go and you check in the hotel and everything that you do is infused. Basically, from the time that you get there till the time you leave, you're infused and dazed and confused until you check out.
Shall we infuse ourselves a bit?
Yes, an excellent crossover.